cut going?
I feel great. I have one of the best, doctors and nutritionists in the game, Dr. Matea, Kappa Nutrition. We've been working for 8 months. This hasn't been an overnight 8-week camp to get down to flyweight. This has been years in the making. I had a flyweight title shot over a year ago. I got COVID, things happen, ended up losing the Rob Font. It goes on. So when Kayakar France came up, it was a great fight. This dude begged me to fight. He put himself in this situation. I worked for this opportunity. There's a different mindset. He has an average mindset. I have an elite mindset. And that's what the difference in this fight's going to be.
Kai, do you have any response to that?
I guess we'll find out come Saturday night, Bring that same energy.
And that's the best thing about this sport. We can talk all we want. Come Saturday night, you're going to find out.
Finally, one more for Cody. I know you're focused on Kai, but there is a man further down that table that you've had a lot of war words with on Twitter. So,
let's go. Hey, listen. This dude, he comes out here and he does the thing. He walks his walk. He dresses, does the hair, but he's got different problems and no love problems. He's got Holion to my right, and Holion is battle tested in here way farther than he's ever been.
Sean, any response to seeing Cody down further at the table? You talked a lot on Twitter, but now that he's further down the table, do you have anything else to say?
You don't want to talk.
He's won one fight since 2017.
That's a good one. That's a good one. And you haven't fought anybody. Who the fuck have you fought?
You've won one fight.
But listen, I can't be mad at this kid. Look, I can't be mad at this kid. He understands when he jumps up in competition, his hype goes away, his money goes away, his little sponsors go away. Because he'll get his ass beat straight up.
Why'd you go down to 25? I thought
I'll weigh in tomorrow at 25 and fight you at 35 and still kick your ass.
That's how stupid you are. Why would you do that?
Easy. It's your easy work. But I'm not worried about you. I'm focused on Kayakar France.
I'm a little worried.
You should be... Can adults speak? Can I speak? You got Holion.
You sound a little worried.
I sound what?
A little worried?
About what?
Me?
A fucking clown sitting to my left? Bro, I'll eat your hair like cotton candy.
Let's square up a little bit.
I'll eat you like cotton candy.
Square up
and
just, Dana, can me and Cody square up just for the future?
Please, let's do it. We'll do it right now.
Square up.
Hot sauce for everybody. Everybody gets a bottle.
Wants to stare off, we can stare off.
Thank you.
Who has the next question?
Question for Jeff. Taking on Santiago Ponzinibbio, of course, great opponent. Where do you think he ranks among the guys you've fought before?
I feel like he's one of the best, I wouldn't rank him above Wonderboy. Like Wonderboy is just on a whole nother level, but he's up there,
And do you feel that he's the same since he's came back from his injuries? We've seen him fight twice now, but do you think he's the same guy?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's the same guy. I think he's still dangerous. He's still the same Ponzinibbio. I'm not saying like the whole long layoff diminishes his skills. He's still good.
And for Ponzinibbio, where would you rank Jeff among your opponents you fought before?
You are tough. Everyone there in this top 15, the best fighters in the world, the best competition division in the world, man. Everyone are tough, man, but I don't care, My goal is the belt. I'm more than ready. I won 8 on my last 9. After this victory, this Saturday I put 9 victories on time fights. 2 times I not come out on number 8 in the world, man. I'm more than ready for this belt. I am back, hungry than ever. After I'm sick, after the all problems I need to pass, I'm fighting for my life, and any human can stop me right now.
And just one for Amanda. Do you believe that this fight with Juliana is as simple as stopping her wrestling, or do you think you have to worry about everything from her?
Honestly, I'm ready for everything she bring it up Saturday. Honestly, I'm the kind of fighter. I don't play with my opponent. I'm always
the bantamweight division.
I just laugh. I think it's comical. I think this guy's a joke, but like I said, I'm not facing him. And he's got Holion, so that's who he should be focusing on. But hey, you know what? He got the hype. He's building up the hype. He's got the fans behind him, so he's got to go out there and prove to himself. And he's unproven. So at the end of the night, he's still unproven. He still has a lot to prove in this sport.
Sugar Sean, as the unringed champion, making your first appearance for a press conference here, having the pop that you have, do you feel an extra expectation to get the result that you've been saying? a knockout, taking his lights out Saturday evening at T-Mobile.
That's the plan every single time I go into a fight, whether it's on the main card or on the never mind. It's always gonna be on the main card. I'm always gonna go for the knockout.
Julian, what do you make of that when he says he's gonna knock you out on stage? You fought his teammate Kyler in the last fight. What do you make of his talk?
Leão, o que você acha do que ele falou, que ele vai bater em você logo de cara e você ganhou do cara que treina com ele?
Cara, a única coisa que eu vou falar aqui pra vocês, vou colocar esse palhaço no lugar dele sábado. Vou colocar esse palhaço no lugar dele. Qual é o lugar dele? Não é no octógono, é no circo. Então sábado eu vou colocar ele no lugar dele, valeu?
I'm going to say I'm going to put this clown where he belongs. And where does the clown belong? He doesn't belong in the octagon. He belongs in the circus, and that's what I'm going to do on Saturday.
Hey, let's go, man. Let's go.
Final question for Dana White. Obviously, you got the best broadcast team in the world, but yesterday, Dominic Cruz called out DC's commentating, him being prepared. Do you have any comments about that?
Listen, everybody has their opinions, and, I guess DC better do his homework, man. He better come out and make Cruz happy.
Question for Dustin, to your right here. How nice is it to have gone into this fight week with no background noise, no animosity? I mean, you can come to this press conference and not have to worry about verbal sparring with anyone else.
I didn't really worry about it the last time. I just, all that's noise, man. I'm too experienced for that stuff. When I was younger, I used to really pay attention to what people were saying and watch a lot of interviews and videos and footage, and I know who I am, man. Nobody can tell me who I am. I'm up here, put myself in this position, and I honor this position and the opportunity I have Saturday night. Nothing anybody can say or nothing that goes on from here to that bell ringing can change anything that's gonna happen. Paid in full, baby.
Question for Dana. Obviously, we are meant to have a big fight on this card in the shape of Leon Edwards against Jorge Masvidal. You recently said that you're working on something for Leon. Can you provide any update on that? Is there any movement?
No, not yet. But yeah, we're working on fights all the way up to mid-April now. So we'll get it figured out here soon. Hamzata too, yes.
And final one from me. Speaking of Brits, a lot of Brits have fights in the work for March 19th, I believe. Are you guys going back to London?
It's going to depend on how all this stuff plays out. As long as these COVID restrictions, can stay normal, we can start traveling internationally again, other than Abu Dhabi. You know what I mean? So we'll see how this all plays out over the next couple months. Talking new strains and all this kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Question for Santiago. As it was said when you entered the stage, the best Argentine fighter to ever enter the UFC. Can you describe the following you have in Argentina and how big this event is back home for you?
For sure, man. That's growing a lot. This is sport the most growing in the world.
You sort of expressed some ideas that Halim Paiva wouldn't necessarily talk trash to you. Now he kind of did. Does that surprise you?
No, I didn't think he wouldn't talk trash. I just said I know he doesn't speak English, so I didn't know how that would play out. But yeah, no, he's gonna not talk trash. If he thinks he's gonna knock me out in the second round, I don't know if that's talking trash. That's just what he thinks.
And as mentioned, he defeated Kyler Phillips, your teammate. Does that add a little extra fire for you to get some sort of revenge?
Not really. Honestly, you go look at that fight. Kyler beat that dude.
All right. Question for Dustin. I'm sure you visualized getting to the title many times when you were younger in your career. How would you say that reality has matched the expectations you had when you were a young fighter?
I knew it was going to be a journey of hard work. As a young fighter thinking about fighting, I never thought I'd have the setbacks and the adversity I've had throughout my career. Of course, you think it's going to be smooth sailing like a movie till you raise a belt up, but I'm thankful for all of it. And I still am waiting to find out what that moment feels like when I wrap that undisputed title around my waist, and then I'll be able to look back and tell you.
All right. Amanda, it's easy for a fighter who is so dominant.
Much love, happier. Is like that little girl is everything for me. I feel like everybody have a daughter, know what I'm talking about. Even Juliana know what I'm talking about. She's a mother as well. So that little girl is everything to me. In my motivations, like went to the roof, you know. I want all my memories with her in fight week, in my training, in the gym, here right now, with all of you guys. So I want to show her when she be able to understand it, I want to show her every single picture. Look, you was there with your mommy every single day and everything I did. So she's here tonight. It's a huge motivation and bringing me like a lot of fire for this fight, for sure.
All right. And for Dana White, I think most people consider Khabib to be the greatest lightweight in the UFC. But what would it take for either Charles or Dustin to surpass him, in your opinion?
This me? Yeah. What was it? Sorry.
What would it take for either Dustin or Charles to surpass Khabib as the greatest lightweight in the UFC's history?
Yeah, listen, you know, these guys have had a long, hard road. They got to keep grinding. It's almost like Usman, you know, when Usman came in here, look how hard he's worked. Look at what he's accomplished. Look at the guys he's beat, the records he's broken. That's the path.
All right, and final one for me. We talked about London. We talked about Hamzat. Sweden has usually been a stop for the UFC before the pandemic. Are there plans to return to Sweden, and if so, when?
Yeah, like I just told him, you know, it's going to depend on how all this plays out with COVID restrictions. I'm obviously going to go to places that are easy to do business and easy to put on events, that are going to treat the fighters right, that are going to treat the fans right. Those are the places that I'm going to go to.
Comes out in the main event?
Huh?
Comes out the main event, UFC Sweden, if all things go as planned?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Sweden's always been a great spot for us, man. It's a fun place to have an event. Always sell out. We go till 3, 4 in the morning. Hit McDonald's at 5 in the morning. It's fun. It's a good place.
We look forward to having you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, brother. Go ahead.
For Juliana, I know how confident you are you're going to win this fight. Is it your expectation if you do that you would have